Ooh, Salman, guys. It's been a mighty minute since I last dropped anything on YouTube, so please forgive me. Uh, I have bronchitis and I had laryngitis. Um, Bronchitis from last week and laryngitis on I woke up on Saturday. So bronchitis, for those that may not know, not any medical professional, so or doctor, no nurse wasn't correct, but it's a chest infection, not much like, but it's a chest infection, like pneumonia is a chest infection, and I have to be on antibiotics to kind of clear that ish up, and then laryngitis is no voice, but that's also because of an infection in the throat. So bronchitis can cause laryngitis, so that's what I had. I couldn't record. Well, I could record. I think I did record one of those days, but I was horrible, guys. I was like fucking man down. So last week, Saturday, not this Saturday past, the Saturday before, I started feeling off. I wasn't feeling too lekker. I know Guti, I took my boys to Crocodile City. We saw reptiles, played with crocodiles. They did this whole zip line shit over crocodiles, which was cool. And then Sunday, Jesus came and fetched me. I think he brought me back on that Wednesday, because that Monday and the Tuesday last week, I was still sick on the Wednesday and the Thursday, to a point where on Saturday I had no voice whatsoever. I didn't even have a real voice on Sunday, so I couldn't even record with my brother that pen and pen. So we didn't record. I don't know if we're gonna record anything for this week, but it was just absolutely horrible. So I'm on antibiotics to try and clear that ish up. But a cool thing that happened was, even though I was going through all of that, for some reason my body gave me just enough energy, just enough to continue with my 75 hard. So I had to tweak certain things. I couldn't just go and lift heavy at gym. So I do a lot of intense stretching. I do a lot of walks. The hardest part was the water. I drink water and then this sounds disgusting, but then I throw up and I drink water and I throw up and drink and throw up. I had zero appetite, no appetite whatsoever. So I probably lost 100 kgs this past week, which is a blessing and a curse, because my body looks amazing. But again, it's so crazy because I was training with a good friend of mine, Slim, Black Slim, really amazing talent, musician, producer. He runs Amped Studio in Newton, phenomenal guy. And we were training this Saturday at his local gym, and one of the things that came up, and just a huge talking point to this video, is around reaching your ceiling. I think a lot of us never really push our minds and our bodies to a point where we know how far we can go. I've coached rugby for many years, and one of the things that I quickly realized when I coach boys is that a lot of boys don't know the difference between being injured and being in pain, and being sore. There's a difference. I can make you run to a point where your legs feel like jelly, where your legs feel, and people are like, oh, I'm injured. No, you're just in pain. It's very sore. I've realized that in life as well, where when you take guys to gym and you train with them, they think they're injured. My arms, I can't feel my arms or my legs the following day. You're in pain. You're not injured. Give yourself 2-3 days of recovery. Yeah, there's micro tears, a pain you've never felt before, but you will heal. And we were having this conversation with Uslam yesterday. Would say one of the things that I really not enjoy, but the challenge is where I'm trying to find out how hard I can push my body and ultimately my mind. So I'm doing this challenge, and I take the walk in the evening, and I'd walk 10 meters and then I'd stop and I feel dizzy and lightheaded, and then I'd walk again and I'd stop, feel dizzy and lightheaded, and I'd feel like I want to throw up, and I just kept pushing myself, and I said, look, I'm going to do this until my body passes out. When my body passes out, that means I've pushed that limit. I now know how far I can go. So many people don't know how far they can go. How long can you go without food? How long can you go without water? How long can you go in exercise and running, in pushing your limits before you say, okay, sharp, this is it, you know? And today, like, I'm out having coffee and I'm speaking to this gentleman, you know, and I don't want to actually say his name. We're having these conversations and hey, Prince in Ukraine, I watch your stuff, you know, and I'm like, hey, he's like, yeah, I hope you feel better. I know you've been sick. And I was like, yes, you know, and he's like, even though gula, but it's a push. And I was like, that's the mindset, you know, that's the mindset. Yes, it's very, very important to rest. Yes, it's very, very important to look after your health. With that being said, know when you are injured, know when you are very sore. You know when to call it quits and say, hey, you know what, I actually need to get onto antibiotics. Hey, you know what, I actually need to check myself in for rehab, for the hospital, for XYZ. And not just because I'm being a bitch. You know, that's a huge gap between knowing what actually I need to take an off day or I'm just being a bitch. You know, or rather you should know that difference. And if you are so used to being soft, if you are so used to soft shit, you wouldn't know the difference. That's why you never get to that level. People are saying, Wuti, I'm ready to get to that next level. You haven't even completed this one. You don't even know how far from here to the finish line is. So how can you ever even think of getting to that next level when you don't know where you are on this level? You have no idea, you know. So you want to evolve. You want to get to Super Saiyan. You know, if you look at Dragon Ball Z, Vegeta would have never achieved Super Saiyan because he never knew how hard he had to work, the pain that he had to go through to get to that next level. So he had to go exceed Goku doing it, to go, fuck, and this is how hard I need to work to get to that next level type of shit. So again, the blessings in going through sickness, with bronchitis, with laryngitis, with whatever the case may be, the blessing behind it is that I still have to work. I'm still a father, you know, I'm still all these things with all the expectations that need to get done. So those are the things that constantly push me and drive me and push me and drive me to say, there's that next level that you need to get to, you know, there's that next level that you need to work hard to, you know, and understanding when to say, no, I need to sleep now, I have to rest, understanding, I need to take a sick day here, but also understanding, you're being soft. Here you're being soft. You know, you need to actually get off your ass and actually keep pushing. So I'm hoping that this video, to whomever's listening on the other side, is actually going through that mental gymnastics of saying, I'm being soft. I can actually wake up at 5 a.m. and go for a jog. I can actually send a couple of emails, a couple of proposals. I can actually do a little bit more. I'm just being soft. I'm making the excuse, oh, I'm so tired. You're not so tired. You're not so tired. You can keep going. There's so much more to you. Stop making those excuses. And I know you make fucking amazing excuses because I make amazing excuses. Stop being that bitch. Keep pushing, guys. Keep pushing to a point where you know what you've given every fucking thing that you can give. And there's nothing left to give. And there's not a drop, not an inch left. And at that point, you will know which you are ready for that Super Saiyan level. Anyway, guys, ngiyantanda. I'm going to try to drop more videos. I've got a lot to speak about. I still want to go back and speak about the Titan. I want to go back and speak about all these things that have been trending in the news, what's currently happening in Russia, our political landscape. So there's so many things that I still want to make little videos about and engage with you guys and learn from the community. Guys, ngiyantanda. Have yourselves a blessed day. Sure.